Philosophy and science are off to a running start now. And along comes Anaximander, who is reported to be the student of Thales, or maybe by reputation, he's supposed to be the student or colleague of Thales. I guess Carl Sagan has his own explanation. And he agrees with his teacher, Thales, that we need an explanation using matter, a material cause or a material principle to explain where everything came from. The gods is not a good explanation. It's not explaining anything. But he finds a problem, and this is one of the innovations that Anaximander has. He finds a problem with the material cause that Thales had, namely more water. And he thinks water can't be the material cause. Why? Well, think of it. Water is wet. Land is dry. How could something wet produce its opposite? How can wet produce dry? So he thinks from that perspective, it can't explain how wet creates dry. And he thinks there are all of these opposites. There's wet, dry, hot, cold. But he thinks, or he proposes, that the basic matter must be a composite, a mixture of all of the opposites: hot, cold, wet, dry. Think of all light, dark. All of the opposites are mixed up into some theoretical entity, the unbounded or the indefinite. Have you ever had a glass of unbounded or glass of indefinite that's this mixture of all the opposites? No, but it's a theoretical kind of entity. Notice something else that happens in science. Have you ever seen an atom? Have you ever seen a subatomic part? But isn't that what scientists tell you there? Theoretically, they say that these things are there. So here is the beginning of another principle in science. He's looking for a theoretical entity that he can test for, and he's also found a problem, an empirical problem with his teacher's theory. So he's on his way to coming up with a rational explanation, a reasoned explanation for where everything in the cosmos, in the